What's up, everybody? I'm John Notto. I'm a guitarist from Dirty Honey. I'm here on Premier Guitar doing my segment of Hooked for you guys. I want to talk about this riff I just played. It's the opening riff from a song called Whole Lotta Love by a band called Led Zeppelin from an album called Led Zeppelin 2. This riff started my journey as a rock guitarist, and really as a guitarist, when I was 9 years old. I had been taking guitar lessons. I was learning my first few chords. My guitar teacher was a classic rock head, and he was trying to hit me to Led Zeppelin. So I remember when I came home, I was like, "Mom, who's this guy, Led Zeppelin?" And she showed me her record collection, which I had previously ignored, and she pulled out Led Zeppelin 2. So I put it on. I put it on side one. I dropped the needle. First riff is what you just heard. Those are the first notes of the whole album. And I was just immediately floored by the tone, the iconicness, the power. You know, Robert Plant's voice has come in, and the bass is playing along. And then when the drums finally come in, and the whole band is grooving. It's just, I was hooked. I was in. It just sounded amazing. Of course, I didn't know how they did any of it. I think over time I've really seen that they had a real unique combination of groove, blues, but heavy. It's heavier than a blues record, but it's clearly pulling from the blues. And that combination, it just got me out. They were gods to me after that. So, I pressed on and listened to the whole record. I think ultimately my favorite riff became Heartbreaker, but the first riff to do it for me was Whole Lotta Love, because I heard it first. I think the whole song is perfect. You've got the whole front section, which is basically just what I played, and then you've got the middle section that drops right off the cliff, and it's the psychedelic swirling sounds and Robert's voice in the distance and things being played backwards and pick scrapes and tape speed being adjusted and all this really cool stuff that I had no idea what that was as a kid. So again, I was just like, my mind was blown, and hooked me in even further. And then to end that section, there's a guitar break, and there's, the band does hits, and in between the hits, just with the hi-hat going, Jimmy Page solos by himself. And he just comes in searing. He's got this searing tone, and I doubt he could capture that tone twice. And over the years, what stuck out to me about that is he breaks out of the gate with this just amazing lick. And then every lick after that really answers each previous lick. So he's telling a story. He's not just showing off. It's not just wanking. And I think that's a characteristic that marked his career and made him legendary in my mind as a guitarist. He was always telling a story. And so you've got all that in one song. You've got the power of the band, you've got the experimentalism of the band, which showed they were fearless, and then you've got the guitar god. It's just, and at the end of the song, Robert, the band breaks down and Robert just screams into the stratosphere. I literally was mad I wasn't born in the 40s, because I wished I could have been in Led Zeppelin. Ridiculous, obviously. There's one thing I wanted to show you guys, if you didn't know already. To play the riff and have it really sound like the record, and this is something I missed all through my teens. I didn't get it till I was like 20. And that is, he plays the open D string along with the fretted note D. So those beginning notes, he actually bends that note a little and plays the open D with it. Sorry, let me turn that off. And that's just so cool because it's swag, it's a little bit of dissonance, which the blues is loaded with dissonance, but like beautiful dissonance. Dissonance that leads to consonance, a little tension that leads to release. And just those two notes rubbing together that's really what makes it sound like the riff. And so if you haven't tried that, try it, and you really realize it sounds like the record. If you haven't heard the record, I mean, obviously, please listen to it. It's it's the most important record of my life, Led Zeppelin 2. It made me want to become a rock and roller. I was jumping off I was jumping off coffee tables and doing air guitar and looking up as many videos of Jimmy Page as I could after that. So, yeah, that's what changed my life. That's the riff that hooked me. I'm John Notto, guitarist for Dirty Honey. Please check out that song, and hopefully we'll see you guys on the road. Peace.